Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel, the YouTuber who has 1,580,000 subscribers and said to avoid XRP in his most recent video, wrote to me, and I responded back. And so I'm going to share with you the details of that in this latest Moon Lambo Hot Jam. But for those of you that are not in the know, where you been? YouTuber Andre Jick, who runs a YouTube channel, he's been covering some crypto stuff lately, but it's primarily about finance. A very popular channel. He made a video just a couple days ago, which was initially titled "Avoid This Cryptocurrency," and there's a picture of him you can see on the screen here holding a coin with the Ripple logo on it. And he did retitle the video after the backlash. He changed it from "Avoid This Cryptocurrency" to "My Thoughts on Ripple and XRP," which in my book, some people were critiquing him from that, and I'm just thinking, well, if you in hindsight thought maybe that was too harsh of a title and then rethought it and changed it, I'm like, good on him, that's fine. I'm not going to give him grief over that. But I did yesterday put out a video in which I did a full breakdown of all of his comments that were inaccurate. And I listened to his video twice before I recorded mine, and the second time I went through, I took notes of not what I was going to say. I took notes, bullet points of what he said that was inaccurate. I had 18 bullet points, and so I want to be clear here also, and I said this in yesterday's video, but this is important to me. That video yesterday, as well as this video today, is not an attack on him. I really value diversity of thought and an open adult discourse, and I don't need people to agree with me on any topic in the world for me to be friends with them. I'm just not like that. I'm okay if but here's the thing, though. He came to conclusions based on things that he thought were facts that just are not facts. It's just false information. And I don't believe, having listened to his video a few times now, I don't believe that he was intentionally trying to deceive anybody. You know what I think honestly happened here? Is like, I think that he believed he was doing sufficient due diligence. He actually did some research. It was very clear he had a number of facts that actually were correct, and I give him credit for that as well. Credit where it's due. But I think he did some surface level research. That would be my guess, and then put a video together and then just believed what he found. And on most topics, I think that would probably be sufficient for a video such as this. But the problem is XRP and Ripple are so hated within the world of crypto that, and unjustly, I would say, but Ripple and XRP so hated that there's just an incredible amount of lies and just outright false information from sources that some of them, in fact, you could usually count on for reliable information. And so I don't know where he went to get all of the facts that he got, but there's just so many falsities out there, which is why when I first started researching Ripple and XRP back in 2017, it was very difficult for me to figure out what to believe, because I encountered some of the same stuff that he covered in his video right here. I just didn't take it at face value, but in terms of whether or not something was decentralized, this or that, the idea, he didn't talk about this, but the idea of Ripple being able to freeze XRP, which is not true. There's just so many FUD points that were out there that it just took me forever to go through it all. And so it wasn't until, I don't know, a couple months later that I felt, maybe 2 or 3 months later after I began researching XRP, that I had a very high level of confidence, as close to 100% as I could be, that all of the nonsense that was said negatively about Ripple and XRP actually didn't really make a whole lot of sense. But you can't just do surface level research and come to that conclusion is the thing. So I think that's what happened. But again, this is why I think that it's worth giving him the benefit of the doubt, is because to me it matters if somebody is intentionally trying to deceive or not, because I feel like he got tricked when he was trying to do his due diligence. That's what it seems like to me. And so if he were out there intentionally spreading misinformation, I'd be responding a lot differently. I don't think he's intentionally doing it. Either way, it's bad. And so I still think my personal humble opinion is that it would be helpful if he'd make another video where he could correct the record, because he's got such a big reach that just so many people have seen what's seen what he's put out there, and that it is false information. And in fact, when he was speaking with people in the comment section of his video and in my video, actually my YouTube video, and on Twitter, he was saying that the first half of the video, whatever it was actually just facts. But even that's not true. Now, I believe that he believed those were facts, but they weren't, and that's why I broke it down in my video, which is one of the longest videos I've ever made. It took me over 38 minutes to record that, and I didn't know it was going to be that long when it started, but that's what it needed to be just to break this all down here. And so I also need to give a tremendous amount of thanks here too, because I tweeted out after I made the video. I tweeted out and said, "Hey, avoid." Here's what I wrote: "Avoid XRP says a YouTuber with 1,580,000 subscribers. No offense intended whatsoever, but his video is full of inaccurate info. This is my response video, but my reach is much less than his. Would you please like and retweet to spread the message?" And I want to send a sincere thank you, and I really mean this. So many of you did just that. This video got 2,249 likes and over 1,100 retweets. And so ultimately, at the time I'm recording this, my video actually has over 65,000 views. Fun little tidbit here. It says it has 63,937 views. This number's actually never accurate. This is a little behind the curtain stuff, but only YouTube content creators would know that. So if you're a content creator, you can actually see the real-time numbers on the back end of the system, but the front end of the system, it doesn't show the most recent information. So it's kind of close, but it's usually off by quite a bit, actually. So anyway, over 65,000 views, but his video, as I record this now, at 288,000 views. So I'm hoping that he's going to come back ultimately and correct the record here, but I'm not completely sure that he's going to. His most recent tweet from late yesterday, he wrote, "Crypto is a religion. No more Ripple videos for me. Hashtag not financial advice. Laughy emoji." And so somebody responded to him and wrote, "But you actually said things that weren't true, lol, but you blame it on the XRP maximalists." And look, again, to be clear, like this is not an attack on him whatsoever. And so I just want to be clear, I'm not trying to be rude. All I'm trying to do, to be honest, is just set the record straight, because he seems like a nice enough guy. He's got a very successful YouTube channel. Not going to take any of that away from him. He deserves a lot of credit for that. Frankly, it's not easy to pull off what he's pulled off there, but I got to correct the record here. If he's saying stuff that's not true, I got to call it like it is here. And so Andre, he responded there and wrote, "Which part isn't true?" And this is where Matt Hamilton, a Ripple employee, jumped in. And he wrote, "You made some specific claims that XRP was centralized due to Ripple controlling the unique node list, which were factually incorrect and misrepresented what a unique node list is." And somebody responded to that and wrote, "Hopefully he responds and doesn't dismiss every criticism as tribalism. I don't believe he has bad intentions at all, and that he is genuine." Yeah, and I can also understand why XRP community, some people weren't taking all of this so well. But who gets beat up in the world of crypto more than XRP holders? Attacked from every side, my gosh. Because XRP is the bank earth coin, which is complete nonsense, but you know. Bitcoin maximalists, anything that they perceive as in opposition to their ideology, which is how they identify themselves. It's like, yeah, you're the enemy all of a sudden. Matt Hamilton, Ripple employee, did respond to that also and wrote, "Yes, I get the impression he is genuine, just been misinformed and misled on some of the technical aspects of XRP that he is basing his opinions on." Yeah, and that's how I took it too. I don't think that this is intentional, but the right thing to do would be to correct this, because he just reached hundreds of thousands of people with, frankly, a lot of false information. And so and I think the right thing to do would just be to correct the record after you learn that it's wrong. And I'm about to get to my what he wrote to me and what I wrote back. Don't worry, that's going to be the bulk of the video, I'm sure. So There was also this, in response to that thing about saying crypto is religion, somebody named Alex wrote, "Just own your mistakes. You were incorrect about a lot of things. It's not about a religion. Don't spread misinformation. P.S. You are one of my favorite YouTubers. I watch all your videos." And Andre responded and wrote, "Agree to disagree. Facts were first half," he's saying first half of the video, "which were positive, and second half was my opinion. A difference of perspective isn't spreading misinformation." So that's one of the things I was talking about. Actually, the first half of the video, and I know that he believes they were all facts, but they weren't all facts. And he did say some positive stuff. I'm not pretending he did. Of course, he certainly did. Matt Hamilton, Ripple employee, jumped in and wrote, and this is a 14-minute video, mind you, and so Matt Hamilton wrote, "At 6 minutes and 30 seconds, for example, you state that XRP is owned by Ripple and so can be changed at a moment's notice. This is factually incorrect. The XRP ledger is decentralized. Ripple only controls 1 to 2% of the nodes and are subject to the same decentralized governance as everyone else. See the amendments process for more detail," which of course is absolutely correct. But this information, like if you find multiple sources when you're researching and all of them say that XRP is centralized, I mean, if you've seen it from multiple sources, it's easy to think, okay, yeah, everybody's saying it's centralized. It must be centralized. Now, of course, it's not, but the reason this happens is because XRP and Ripple are so attacked in the world of crypto, and it's actually hard to get to the truth, which is one of the reasons I found it appealing to run start this YouTube channel 2.5 years ago when I did it. And then there was also this from Matt Hamilton. He also wrote, "At 9 minutes and 40 seconds, you state Ripple owns XRP. It is not decentralized. This is false. Ripple owns some XRP, but the blockchain itself is decentralized. Your subtitle, 'Ripple picks the unique node list,' is also false. Anyone can run a node. Everyone is responsible for their own unique node list." And so here's what happened. As a result of so many of you retweeting my tweet with my video, he did come across it. There's just so much social media activity that he did see it, and he did click on my video, and he wrote to me on here, and I actually pinned the comment at the top, and then I responded with an in-depth message, which I'm going to share with you in this video. And so here's what Andre wrote. "Thanks for the video response, and thank you for taking the time to make it. I learned a few new things about Ripple and XRP. I still have a few concerns. I don't doubt that Ripple has incredible technology, and it would succeed if it went public, but I'm not seeing how it ties into XRP as a necessity. Is it a necessity, or is it a bonus? Also, as far as decentralization goes, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Ripple select their coordinator nodes? The unique node list is selected by Ripple, no? If not, my apologies. While I don't doubt they will eventually remove themselves from that node selection process, it seems the whole crypto industry is full of promises. Also, from my understanding, bridge currencies are technically stable coins, unless I'm misunderstanding what bridge you're specifically referring to. Thanks again." Yeah, and so these are all wonderful things to question. And, really all of this, these are the types of things that early on when I was researching what was going on with Ripple and XRP, these are all things that I was approaching as well, trying to get to the truth. So credit for asking the questions here. And he seemed genuinely curious about this. And so I did take time to respond. I typed up a response, which I'm going to break down for you here in this video. It probably took me 30 or 40 minutes to type up the damn thing. And not because I'm a slow typer. I actually type pretty quickly. But I wanted to really think through what I was writing there to make sure it was as precise as possible. And then I reread it. Oh, I got to take a sip of water. One sec. I'm talking too much here. Damn it. Excuse me. So I wrote back to him here, and I haven't heard back from him. So I'm hoping it isn't just that he saw this and ignored it. There are so many comments here that he actually may not have, though, because, my gosh. 232 replies just to Andre's comment there, and mine's one of them. And so I did check before recording this, and at the time of recording this, he has not responded. But I'm hoping that he sees this and will acknowledge that the factual inaccuracies from the video, and maybe put something out just to kind of correct the record, because nobody's perfect. It's not the end of the world, but as long as the problem is corrected, like I don't see this as a big deal. He seems like a nice dude. I do believe that he's been genuine. If I didn't think he was genuine, I'd be taking a whole different approach to this, to be honest with you. But I do think that I think he was tricked because of the damn Bitcoin Maximus. That's what it looks like to me. I think that he was tricked, and then anybody watching his video as a result now believes things about Ripple and XRP that are not true. It's not a good thing. And so, anyway, here's what I wrote. And, excuse me, and I'll probably break down some of this as we go through this. I haven't read this since I wrote it yesterday, but I wrote the following. Those are all legitimate questions. Admittedly, it took me a long time to figure out whether or not XRP made sense and could potentially have long-term viability. I'm not interested in centralized coins unless there is a viable path forward to decentralization. Happy to answer your questions, and I appreciate your genuine curiosity. RippleNet is Ripple's proprietary payments platform. Though the word payments is used to describe it, in reality, it's a messaging system. XRP is not needed here. In fact, no currency is needed here, as this is just a messaging system for routing payments. This is the same thing that Swift GPI is doing. The other piece to this is settlement. Settlement is where money actually moves once the messaging/payments portion of the transaction is complete. In the legacy financial system, settlement is possible by tapping into capital that's located in pre-funded bank accounts. Since a bank cannot know and trust every single other bank on the planet, settlement occurs through the correspondent banking system. The correspondent banking system is basically a chain of bilateral banking relationships. Because although a single bank can't know or trust every other bank, if you're a bank, then some other bank you trust might know a bank that trusts another bank who trusts yet another bank, and so on, until finally the bank you want to send the money to is reached. That's a lot of friction. Each bank along the way takes a bit of profit for participating in the chain. It gets very expensive. There is also a cost to having capital dormant rather than deploying it elsewhere. Yet this is the way that settlement has occurred for at least the last 50 years. With XRP as a bridge currency, there is no longer a need for pre-funded accounts. There is no longer a need for a chain of bilateral banking relationships. If you're a bank, you no longer need to trust every other bank on the planet in order to move money to and from them. Instead, you just need to be set up with Ripple's exchange partners, which serve as gigantic pools of liquidity. I'm talking about cryptocurrency exchanges like Bitstamp, Bittrex, and Bitso, for example. They're all partnered with Ripple. With XRP as a bridge currency, settlement can look like this, for example. Bank A in the United States wants to send $50 to Bank B in Mexico on behalf of a customer. Bank A acquires XRP on Bitstamp exchange located in the United States and then immediately transfers the XRP to Bitso, a cryptocurrency exchange based in Mexico. The XRP is then sold on Bitso, and Bank B receives the appropriate amount of Mexican pesos on behalf of the recipient customer. This is all automated with an efficient path-seeking algorithm via Ripple's product known as On-Demand Liquidity, or ODL for short, which was previously branded as XRapid. This happens in real time. No pre-funding is required because liquidity already exists on exchanges, since people are already buying and selling XRP every second of every day. You could be selling XRP on an exchange and not realize the buyer is purchasing it from you to facilitate an on-demand liquidity transfer for settlement. Now, so of course, to be clear, I'll pause from what I'm writing there. That means, again, to be clear, XRP would be used there specifically. And this is like really complex. Before I even go further, like clearly, these are very complex ideas. And so if you're wondering, like, Moonlight, but what the hell's with the 38-minute video yesterday? Well, if I'm going to tackle everything in his video, it needed to be that long anyway. But especially towards the latter half of my video, if you made it far enough, my gosh, I really got into the nuts and bolts of it. And these really are complex ideas to understand. And so there's good reason to have a lot of skepticism right when you jump in and you're like, wait a minute, okay, XRP, this thing, do you really need XRP? All legitimate questions, but you can't understand it with surface level research. You really have to dive in and like to properly understand it. I mean, I'll speak for myself. It took months to get to the point where I was like, I'm fairly fluent with the concepts of this. And the longer I've been in the space, the more fluent I become with the concepts, really primarily through repetition, but there's also always new stuff to learn. And I don't pretend to know everything, but my gosh, there's a lot to all this. There's so many moving parts here. And so for the people that just want quick sound bites and to put out a bunch of FUD, the ones that do it intentionally, and I'm not saying that he is, I don't think he is, it's easy to get those types of messages out, but for someone like me, and perhaps you, who knows the actual truth here, it can feel at sometimes a bit frustrating, because having taken the actual time to research this and then seeing people just trash something which is actually negatively impacting people that otherwise might be interested in it, like, that's actually harmful, anyway, I'll continue here. Let me make sure I jump in the right spot where it was right here. XRP is absolutely a requirement for real-time settlement via on-demand liquidity. But has nothing to do with the messaging portion which occurs on RippleNet. Ripple has dozens of paying customers that use both RippleNet and on-demand liquidity, meaning XRP is used today. Humans have not come up with another solution for settlement at this point in time. Either XRP is adopted or nothing changes in terms of settlement. Every other potential solution requires dormant capital to be sitting around somewhere. All the rest of the industry-wide advancement that's occurred over the last half a decade is on the messaging/payment side, which does not involve the actual movement of money. Right, exactly. So pause here. This is why I was stressing in my video yesterday, there are a couple core things to understand. There's a difference between payments and settlement. When we're talking about payments, the word payments is misleading because it's actually a messaging system that helps to route the payments. You don't need a currency there. XRP or United States dollars or any crypto or any fiat currency, you don't need a currency there, period. And so you can route the payments without that, period. Then you can talk about settlement. That's where the money actually moves. The only way money actually moves to this point outside of XRP is within the legacy financial system utilizing pre-funded accounts. The only solution that humans have devised in the year of 2021, as I record this in May, the only solution outside of that requires the usage of a decentralized cryptocurrency with an open market price, and XRP is the only one that's being positioned for that in the entire world. So that's it. So either it gets adopted or we stick with the legacy financial system, because it doesn't look like there's any other solution on the horizon. Any other solution, like quote-unquote solutions out there, they're improved systems on the whole, but not on the settlement side. On the payments/messaging side, they are improvements. Ripple is the only company on the planet doing what they're doing. Literally. I know, it's amazing to me. It was like, I realized that in 2017. I was like, huh. And I wasn't yet completely sold on the idea, but I was like, that is really something. And so I just kept doing research. But holy hell, like, that really is the case. There's nobody else attempting to do what Ripple is doing. And it's not easy. But I get it. And so then beyond that, you have to solve for the issue of trust, which is why having a decentralized cryptocurrency is so important, which is something I really broke down in the video yesterday. I was talking about that. And so I think I lost my damn spot again because this is spaced out here. It was around here. I'll just start here. I may repeat part of this. Here we go. It's fine. I read this sentence, I think. But XRP is absolutely a requirement for real-time settlement via on-demand liquidity, but has nothing to do with the messaging portion which occurs on RippleNet. Ripple has dozens of paying customers that use both RippleNet and on-demand liquidity, meaning XRP is used today. Humans have not come up with another solution for settlement at this point in time. Either XRP is adopted or nothing changes in terms of settlement. Every other potential solution requires dormant capital to be sitting around somewhere. All the rest of the industry-wide advancement that's occurred over the last half a decade is on the messaging/payment side, which does not involve the actual movement of money. Now on to decentralization. Yes, Ripple validators set a UNL, unique node list, but no other validator can be forced to use the same UNL. So let me pause right there. You may recall before I started this portion of the video, I highlighted what Ripple employee Matt Hamilton stated. And everyone's responsible for their own unique node list. And typically on these lists, I mean, if there's going to be some overlap. If there's no overlap, then you're just coming in. Like, why would you? Like, what's your purpose of coming in? Because, like, here's the thing about this. What happens as a result of these unique node lists having sufficient overlap as required by the code? What happens? You get forward progress on the ledger. You get sequencing of transactions. The sequence of the transactions is inconsequential. It does not matter. So there's no individual party deciding what order the transactions occur in. They're just agreeing if there's a sufficient percentage of the validator saying, yeah, I saw the order come in this exact order, right? And if you have a number of those the validators that agree, then the block is closed. That particular ledger, it's closed, and then you can make forward progress. That's the purpose. So whether your transaction is before or in front of another, it doesn't matter. It settles in 3 to 5 seconds. We just want the decision to be made so that we can make forward progress, and that's it. And that's a huge part of the secret sauce of the XRP ledger. Rather than going through mining, which is energy intensive and bad for a whole number of reasons, this is just, it's a consensus algorithm that is superior, which results in the XRP ledger being sufficiently fast. And it is a blockchain, and it is decentralized, but there is no central point of failure. Ripple doesn't have any special powers. And so that's why I was mentioning in my video yesterday too, a decentralized ecosystem in terms of blockchain and cryptocurrency, it's only decentralized insofar as the participants within that ecosystem agree to be bound by the rules that are set by the code. If you don't like the rules that are set by the code, then don't participate. It's true of Bitcoin, and it's true of the XRP ledger. Period. That's just how it works within a decentralized system. There's no central authority that controls any of it, though. And this is provably true, right? Damn it, I lost my spot again. This is what I get for having this. There's like no damn spaces in here. Now, I guess it was right here. Now into decentralization. Yes, Ripple validators set a UNL, unique node list, but no other validators can be forced to use the same UNL. In fact, there are validators that have different UNLs with some overlap. Understand that when we're talking about a decentralized blockchain, all participants agree to the rules that were coded into it. If they don't agree, they don't have to participate. They can then go use a different blockchain if they like. Ripple controls 16% of validator nodes that list a UNL. Yeah, and so to be clear, if you go to Ripple's website, you'll see that they state that they run 16% of the validator nodes, and maybe that needs to be worded slightly different on their website. Because technically, like, the nodes that they run, it is, like Matt Hamilton said, 1 or 2%. But in terms of the ones that have a UNL, it's 16%. And I believe that to be correct. If I am off, just let me know in the comment section below. But that is my understanding, that 16% number that's on Ripple's website, it's because that's the percentage that have a UNL. Anyway, continuing on now. If other validators share some overlap in the Ripple UNL, unique node list, that is their choice. Just like you could spin up a node on the Bitcoin blockchain that says you have 1 trillion Bitcoin, but no one is going to listen to you, so it functionally wouldn't matter. The XRP and Bitcoin blockchains are only decentralized insofar as the participants within the ecosystem agree to the rules that have been set by the code. There is no central authority with either. Additionally, understand that validators aren't actually validating anything. They are actually just choosing the order in which transactions occur. They should have been called sequencers, in my opinion, as that term is more in line with what they're doing. The order of the transactions is inconsequential. Each ledger settles in 3 to 5 seconds, so whether your transaction is in the front or in front of or behind another one really makes no functional difference. Now to your final question. You can position XRP or a stablecoin as a bridge currency. However, if you're utilizing a stablecoin as a bridge currency, you're not solving for the issue of trust. Additionally, if a stablecoin were to take the place of XRP, who is going to make that happen? What will this business be? What is their business model? How will their sales team acquire customers? How will they offer customer support? How will they be profitable? See, think about that. And so, there's. Let me stop. There are so many Bitcoin maximalists out there that say you don't need XRP, you can just use a stable coin. And so you can tear that whole idea apart with these questions that I just asked, right? So who's going to make that happen? Who will this business be? What will their business model be? How will their sales team acquire customers? How will they offer customer support? And how will they be profitable? You're going to do it with a stable coin? Like, even if it's technologically sufficient, and then you got to manage liquidity, like, what is the business model? Because it's not just going to happen. You have to make an actual concerted effort to make that occur. And so, no, you could plug anything in place of XRP, but only XRP is allowed currently, anyway, on RippleNet and on-demand liquidity, because obvious reasons, right? Ripple, with being the largest stakeholder of XRP, they have every incentive in the world to make sure there's a healthy XRP ecosystem, and XRP is sufficiently suited for this particular use case, so it shouldn't be surprising at all that that's the case. But anybody thinks that a stable coin is just going to come along and steal the show, no. You have to write code to make it route through all of these entities, and then you have to have exchanges adopted this or that. You have to manually create quarters. No. That takes work. You tell me who's going to do. I don't even see anybody doing that. So if you think a stable coin is going to magically swoop in for the kill, nobody's even trying to do that. So it's just a bunch of nonsense. Anyway, then my little write-up here continues. There are a ton of reasons that no one is even attempting to put a stablecoin into the role that XRP is filling as a bridge currency. Anyway, I know that was long, but these are complex topics. There is so much more to this, but that's a good start. Thanks so much for the opportunity to share this information with you. Let me know if you have any additional questions, and I'll be happy to help anywhere I can. Matt. So that's it. That's what I wrote. And again, haven't heard back from him. I'm hoping to, and I'd be happy to answer any additional questions here, because I just want the truth to get out. And so if he's not going to take out that last video he put up, I mean, I feel like at least you probably put out a second video at a minimum, saying, okay, here are the real facts. And so if in the end he still doesn't like Ripple and XRP, that's fine. That doesn't influence my opinion of him. He can dislike Ripple and XRP, and I'm not going to think he's a bad person. That's stupid. That's immature. That's tribal. I'm not like that. That's not how I. As long as he's operating in good faith. And so if we're confronted with the same set of facts and then we come to different conclusions, that's fine. Like I keep saying, diversity of thought's fine. I just don't want to see Ripple and XRP trash, because that, not for incoherent reasons, not based on facts that aren't actually facts, right? I just want everything to be based in reality. And so if we got that, I'm good. I'm all good on that front. I don't need people to agree with me. We're fine. I just don't behave like that. But yeah, I would feel more negative if I thought he was actually doing all this intentionally for some reason. Yeah, I'd have a negative opinion of him, but not so much. It would be regrettable if he doesn't go back and fix this, given that hundreds of thousands of people have literally heard these inaccuracies that he has stated. So that would be quite regrettable. But again, it's only been a couple days, so I've got hope that at some point this will be addressed again. But again, like I said, to this point, nothing personal against him. I just think that he's wrong, and I say that with respect. He's wrong on the facts, and I just want to set the record straight. But I think that's all I got for you here. So yeah, this was another somewhat long, not as long as the video I made on this topic yesterday. So there we are. But I do want to thank everybody for all the support. And if you have any additional thoughts or questions or comments, let me know. Hopefully I did an okay job of fleshing out these ideas. They are very complex. So if there's anything else anybody wants clarity on, feel free to just drop a comment below. I will help anywhere that I can. But I'll wrap up here. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, To the moon, Lambo.